Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse with your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith, Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Who says I have horses with people problems?
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show this week, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here, host and executive producer of the Horse Talk Show, in the studio with Dancing Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. We hope you've had a wonderful week. Horsing around. We have a great lineup for you this week. We actually have a special guest in the studio.
Uh-oh.
Executive Director of the Florida Horse Park, Jason Reynolds.
We got the big dog in.
We do indeed, we do indeed. And then, of course, we have Dr. Adam Cayot with us from Peterson Smith, a pre-recorded segment from Peterson Smith. We're going to chat a little bit about if you have your veterinarian's cell phone number.
That's like having your trainer's cell phone number.
You're not kidding. And then we have a lot of fun segment with the chaps from Piranha. And you know it doesn't get much better than those two.
Trouble.
Trouble indeed. And of course, Pete's tip of the week. And speaking of Pete, I don't say often enough how grateful I am that he showed up here one day for an interview. I saw him on Jake's Facebook and said, he looks like a fun cowboy. We should interview him. And he just kept coming back. And I just kept liking him coming back. And he kept enjoying being here. And we've been over a year now. And I got to say, he's an awesome co-host. And the show has gotten so much better since he's been on it. So
Well, thank you.
now I'm going to throw him straight under the bus. No joke. Are you ready for this? For the first time in about, I don't know how many years because I lost count, I'm taking a short holiday.
Oh, no. Oh, no. How many weeks am I doing?
Oops, I snorted. It's only one.
Okay.
So he'll be hosting, and I'm going to put him fully in charge of organising everything for it, and I know he can handle it. And so there you go.
So I'm going to move up from co-host to assistant producer.
And the lovely young lady, Savannah Unger, who was in here a couple of weeks ago, is very, very happy to co-host with you if she's available. So I'm going to send her the date, and yeah.
So this could be Dancin Pete Goes Wild on the Horse Talk Show?
That's... Isaac, make something for that, please. So yeah, we're good. So you're going to enjoy that. But...
And when is this?
Not next week, but the week after.
Oh, my anniversary of being here, right? Yeah, great, thanks.
Well, I couldn't be gone the week after because it's Isaac's birthday and we have to do something to him. So,
okay.
Yes, I meant for him. We have to do something for him. Like
him.
Smear cake in his face on air or something.
Okay.
Right, good. So reminders, in case you forgot.
Hobby Horse.
Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro is coming up October 21st at no better facility to have this at than the very, very beautiful, scenic Florida Horse Park. Imagine that.
Wow. October 21st.
Yes.
From 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Very, very excited. We're going to start it off with the colours and the national anthem, follow it up with at least 40 plus horses in the all-breed parade around the park.
Which is Louisa's favorite part.
Well, I love it, because where else in the world can you find 62 plus breeds of horses that most people have never heard of?
Wow.
So, yet to see them all.
The neat part is we're going to have hobby horses where you can learn how to do the sport that you're interested in, from show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and polo. And presented to you by professionals, not just somebody, yeah, I know how to do that sport. These are people that have been in the industry and at the top of their game. So it'll be a lot of fun on that. What else is going to be there?
Well, we've got a vendor village. The MTRA is helping us out with that. We've got hay rides brought to you by Larson Hay. We've got
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
You're going to sit on the finest hay. We've got horse demos, food trucks. It's free admission thanks to our wonderful sponsors. And I'm going to tell you, what better place to actually showcase all these sports than a place that showcases these sports for real all year long. And I don't know that the Florida Horse Park has ever been as busy or as amazing as it is. But they have, oh, look at that. Isaac's like clockwork. Do you see
wow,
that? It's
Isaac
amazing,
just throws it up there. Who did that shot, Isaac?
I think he can drone a bit. What do you think? It's pretty amazing that this is a venue that comprises 500 acres of beautiful greenness, and I'm a huge fan of greenness. But they have so many events there now. They're so solid booked all year. And Jason's going to tell us later about all the events they have just in the next few months.
I didn't know they had eventing as one of their events.
Oh, my gosh.
I just saw eventing jumps.
They have everything. Everything. They even have Christmas lights.
Speaking of events.
Yeah, eventing. So, an incredible venue to teach you all the different sports on a stick horse. If you're intimidated, nervous, never been around horses, maybe you want to go and watch some horse events, but you kind of don't understand the rules or what the goals are of those sports, you get to do this on a stick horse.
We took a group of stick horses and we brought them to my place and we did some training on them, so you're going to be safe on these horses.
That's right. You got the
there it is.
We got the foundation.
That one's laying down on us.
I know.
And dragging the whole way across the yard.
This one was he was not compliant in the beginning.
No.
But things really improved by the end, so. Speaking of amazing events.
That's what we do on our spare time.
Yes, we do. Speaking of amazing events, wonderful Pyranha Life has got their phenomenal second year doing their golf tournament for 3 phenomenal charities, all involved with 4-leggeds and one of them with veterans, Canines for Warriors, Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, and the Florida Youth Ranch, Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, 3 wonderful causes that are going to benefit from this golf tournament coming up November 3rd. So if you're not already a sponsor or supporter, you can actually make a donation, $100, $250, whatever you'd like to do. Even if you can't put a foursome together for this tournament, you can make donations that will go directly to the Pyranha Life Foundation and then will be dispersed between these 3 charities. So we're really excited. And
we're looking forward to meeting Ted Potter, one of the pro golfers that's going to be there from the PGA.
It's a fantastic event. I'm absolutely thrilled. And as I mentioned later on, we've got an interview about that. So really fantastic. And since we were talking about the Florida Horse Park and I'm on the board, I got a chance to meet.
You're on a board?
Yes.
At the Florida Horse Park?
Yeah.
Like, is it laying down that you're laying on it, or did they put you again?
Oh, that actually there could be something in that, Pete. I actually got to meet our wonderful Ag Commissioner. And Commissioner Simpson, amazing opportunity to be there with such a wonderful group of people for the board meeting at World Equestrian Center and meet such a great guy who is so gung-ho about the Florida Horse Park. So I was pretty thrilled. I almost asked him to ride a stick horse. He's actually a pretty good sport. He probably would have done it.
Why don't you text him or call him?
Really great guy. So great photo there of some of the board there, and Carol, Lonnie Powell, and just a wonderful group of folks there. There's Lonnie Powell on the stick horse. I almost got him to ride it, but yeah, he was on the fence. In closing, in this,
he didn't want to get on. He got on the fence.
Mary Phelps. In closing, we only have a minute left, but I had to show you a video from earlier this week that was actually sent to me by a dear friend of mine, Kayla, and her little guy, Everett. And listen, if you love horses and kids, this is at Royal Blessing at the farm where my Mustang is currently living and my other little mini Monty. And this is just It's too cute. There's Monty in the background, and Everett is checking him out and gets to stop and meet him. And I love it. In just a second, you're going to see him wave at Monty. Doesn't get much better than, hey, learn early to love horses. Isn't that great?
Stick your hand out there.
We got a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Dr. Adam Cayot. Stay with us. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds, take a free hay ride, and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television here at Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And we are visiting with our regular veterinarian, Dr. Adam Cayot, chatting about some very important topics for your horse and your horse's care. And one of those that I want to talk a bit about is, Dr. Cayot, it's lovely that we have your cell phone and I want to compare you to Mike Smith, the famous Hall of Fame jockey who always texts back within minutes. And I'm always impressed by that. And I know other than you being involved in an emergency within reasonable business hours, you are very fast at answering, which we really appreciate. But we also don't want to take advantage. Yes, we don't want to take advantage of our veterinarian and the fact that we are fortunate to have that kind of contact. You know, in the old days, we would have had to call the office line and perhaps wait to be transferred. And then if you weren't available, we probably would have had to leave a voicemail and wait for you to call back. And then we might be tied up when you call back. So the efficiency and the speed that we have available to us with text messages is fantastic. And I'm sure it saves you some time as well on long calls that, you may be talking for a long time on the phone. But it's wonderful that we have that kind of interaction with top veterinarians, especially we love our horses so much and want answers, and so much better than Dr. Google, looking for the answers that we need. But really important to let people know when you should and shouldn't text your veterinarian.
Well, yeah,
within reason,
that's
right?
all. Yeah, obviously, we try as veterinarians to accommodate our clients as best we can, and if you have your veterinarian's cell phone number, and I gotta say the majority of our clients are respectful and know that, and just it common sense kind of stuff,
That's sometimes not common.
Certainly, yeah. Just try to be understand that most of us have families and we do have lives outside of, treating horses all day long, and so just try to be kind and courteous and cognizant of what time it is and that sort of thing. I mean, generally most of my clients, if it's after hours or late, 1 and 2 in the morning, they don't text me. They know they just call the clinic line,
right,
and get who's ever on. If you do that at that time, I might not answer it anyway, so you're probably better off doing that anyhow.
Right.
If I'm not on call, I might not have my phone right next to me, so that's how it ends up happening, But certainly, obviously, if it's an emergency, it's an emergency, and what constitutes an emergency? Well, I think what constitutes an emergency is technically what constitutes an emergency is the life of your horse at stake here, kind
right,
of deal. That is an emergency. Certainly, colics can be. Certain wounds can be. Foaling problems or foaling emergencies certainly can be. Lamenesses generally aren't, even really bad ones. They aren't. Most horses can wait till the next day, obviously, unless you have, some catastrophe, broken leg or something like that,
right,
that's obvious.
And if you're a fairly seasoned horse owner, you probably have some bute on hand to deal with some soreness. Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with, treating with some bute or some Banamine or whatever you have on, or just put it in the stall. I mean, number one, I understand you're concerned about your horse and you love your buddy and your companion, but I would say most horse owners are pretty good about that, and that have been around know how to deal with that thing. So if it's a true emergency, then obviously you can call the emergency line, and you have to understand we can't be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365
right.
days. You wouldn't have any veterinarians left if that was the case.
This is true, yeah.
So here at Peterson Smith, we're obviously lucky enough to have enough people that we can share that load with, and there's a good chance that you won't get your particular veterinarian when
there is an
emergency arises.
Right.
And just know that. We understand it's a stressful situation. It's a situation that nobody likes to be in. You don't know the veterinarian. You may not know the veterinarian that's coming out to treat your horse. And generally here, all of our veterinarians are very competent and very good. Understand that on our side, we don't know how we're going to interact with you either. So it's an uncomfortable situation, period. And we're that is heightened by the fact that it's a stressful situation because you're worried about your horse.
Right.
So we, just be aware that as the veterinarian, if I've never met you, I don't know, your personality.
Right.
I'm pretty easygoing, but I don't necessarily get along with every single person I ever come across. But, we're trying to do the best for your animal, and just be cognizant of that and be respectful of that, and understand that a little bit of honey goes a long way.
That's right. Yeah.
And just in all, be kind and understanding that even though you're stressed and you're worried about your horse, that we are doing our best that we can possibly do. And so if that's out there and you can understand that, then everything will go as well as it possibly can.
Absolutely, that makes so much sense. And you know, I think a lot of our listeners are newer horse owners, and I think, you know, just to let them know as newer horse owners kind of how it works. Like you said, you know, you can't be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They may establish a relationship with you, have really good rapport with you, and then have somebody come out on an emergency call that they haven't met before, as you said. And, you know, they need to establish a new relationship with that person, even if it's just for the one time. And then obviously the next day when you're back, you know, on, you're going to get an update for your client and follow up. So that's really nice. But just treating that arriving on-call veterinarian as an equal, knowing that Peterson Smith is not going to send out somebody that, you know, that doesn't know what you know, that can handle it, you know, and even though it might not be the same, and, you know, you happen to be a veterinarian doctor who has excellent bedside manner. You're somebody that you can talk to, you know, somebody that, I mean, I've been in a situation where I had to put a horse down and you were very kind and very understanding. Somebody new that you may not know as well, you may not feel as comfortable with, especially in a situation where you have to put a horse down, which is devastating. So just being, you know, kind and understanding to that new person coming on the scene, that they have to be the bearer of bad news if they do, and knowing that you'll be informed the next day and updated on everything. So just important tips, especially for new horse owners who may not be familiar with the way that all works, you know, that you aren't on all the time, even though you might be their veterinarian. It's just important that we're kind and considerate.
Bouncing off that, you know, I mean, obviously we all have different years of practicing here. I've been here a long time and somebody might not, but as far as we're set up, even if there's a younger or less experienced doctor coming out, they're always just a phone call away from a very experienced person, you know, generally. So even because here we generally have 4 people on at night on an ambulatory practice. So if they are unsure of something, they can always, you know, phone a friend, so to speak, and you know, and pick somebody's brain or whatever and get some backup, and maybe even if you need help. I mean, I've gone out even when I haven't been the primary person to arrive at the farm. They've called and need help, and I go out, and you know that happens fairly regularly. So you know,
it's wonderful.
It's you know, we got a pretty good team here, but just understand it's a stressful situation for everybody: veterinarian, owner, horse, and
we're all going to do the best we can.
Being all worked up and angry doesn't make any better for anybody. So, and
that phone number in wrapping up is 352-237-6151. Peterson Smith, and that can get you to who you need to talk to. So, Dr. Cayot, thank you.
Thank you.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, Piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital of the world. I have Dancing Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship with me, and very special guest in the studio and very, very good friend of mine, Jason Reynolds, Executive Director of the Florida Horse Park.
We need a clap and
I know,
cheering.
don't we? Yeah, we do. So I'm a huge fan of the Florida Horse Park because I love big, wide open green spaces. And Jason, you've been the Executive Director for the Horse Park since, what, 2017? Is that about right?
That's, I think, January of 2018 is when I actually started, yes. So.
And that's been, in my opinion, the best years the Florida Horse Park's ever had. I cannot say enough about what Jason has done with the Florida Horse Park. He blames his team for all the good stuff. So
100% true.
It takes a village, and he has a wonderful village. So
but good leadership is good leadership.
That's right. Absolutely. That makes a big difference. So
thank you.
Jason, just here in your list that you've made just for today, this is just the next few months, right?
Correct. I was actually sitting in the car before the meeting and trying to remember what we had going on.
A lot.
Yeah, it's quite phenomenal.
The most important event being October 21st?
Oh, yeah, something. I think it's with like stick horses, something like that, the hobby horses.
That's where you make the most money, right?
Exactly right. But yes, that is a phenomenal event, so absolutely.
We're looking forward to having it. We couldn't partner with a better venue.
Well, we're excited. We're excited, so thank you.
Tell us some of the list here. It's big.
Some of the list. So some of it, you know, is kind of phenomenal because I never thought we would have like the Great American Insurance Group Dressage Region 3 finals.
Big deal.
That's coming up in a couple weeks. We've got a brand new event, the Jeeptoberfest, which is going to be exciting. So we're not only horses, we do other stuff.
That's right.
Jeeps.
And,
Jeeps, yeah.
And we are partnered with MTRA and their Freedom Reigns program, which if nobody's knows what that is, please pay attention to that. That's veteran suicide and mental health awareness, things like that. And they're doing a ride. And I'm super excited that they're able to join and kind of they're offering all kinds of free veteran services. So so if you're a veteran and you just need something, show up.
You are, correct?
So I am. Yes, I am. So
thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Very, very happy to do it. Yeah, I'm just, as I look through we've the hobby horse, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Christmas
We won't mention
lights.
that twice.
No,
will
we do
Right.
Christmas lights,
Christmas
right?
lights are starting in January, or not January, in November. The weekend of Thanksgiving. I'm a little off with that. Which,
Well, if we started them in January, it would be like the stores do, right?
Yeah, I was waiting for that. September they start putting Christmas lights. It'll
I know,
start being
and-
July.
so the sad part is I've been dealing with Christmas lights since January.
Yeah,
because
I believe it.
we have to
That's why
plan
he
it.
said January.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's over 1.5 miles worth of lights, so it's
I know.
phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Phenomenal.
It's incredible. You do a lot.
River Raid, the Civil War reenactment of the
I
River
love
Raid.
that.
So yeah, so
When is
please
that?
come out. That is, of course, I didn't write a date. I think that's early December.
I got to go there. I love those.
Yeah,
Give me any kind of history. I love that stuff.
it's phenomenal. And then of course we have our 3-day eventing, our driving, and I'm just a whip it dog show, quarter horse,
You name it.
run for the ribbons with the thoroughbred,
Yes,
makeover
love that.
type thing.
Makeovers, yeah. We need to get a Mustang makeover at the Florida Horse Park, don't we? That would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be.
So, I was at the board meeting last week. That was last week, wasn't it?
It was last week.
And it was amazing. I think it was our best board meeting ever. It was nice to be back in person again,
Agreed.
you know, because we weren't for a while. And there were some wonderful folks there, including there's good old Lonnie Powell from the FTBOA.
Yep.
He agreed reluctantly to take the stick horse in hand and see if he could sort it out. But a wonderful, wonderful group there. Got to meet Commissioner Simpson, who's a wonderful man, very, very pro the park, obviously. Share with us a little bit, as much as you can anyway, about kind of moving forward, what your long-term goals and hopes are for the park. I know that we've seen a lot of wonderful changes over the last few years, and the events are, well, there's a multitude of them every week. Done such a phenomenal job with that. But talk to us a little bit kind of long-term about what your vision is for the park. And a lot of people say, like, for example, we were at a board meeting at World Equestrian Centre. Whoa, you know, you're at the World Equestrian Centre and but we're not, Florida Horse Park's not competitive with WEC. Quite the opposite. It's actually offering a venue that might be a preferred venue for a smaller startup show that maybe can't do WEC yet. And maybe they graduate to WEC later. But we help them get going because we offer something that, you know, that's doable for a newer show or maybe a smaller organization. Not that you don't attract the bigger organizations as well, but gosh, there's enough to go around.
Well,
in the horse capital of the world.
I've always heard that you guys put in 300 stalls thinking you'd never fill them, and now you're having groups of how many?
Well, so just the regionals there's 150 more stalls we're having to get temporary stalls. So,
wow.
And we've got several shows now that we're having to bring in temporary stalls.
So WEC is actually a benefit for you.
So far, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And yes, we don't compete with WEC. The great thing about Marion County is
there's enough to go around.
There's enough to go around, and all the amazing facilities that are out there.
I know.
I mean, my goodness, I've got my list, and I'm sure WEC's got their list.
Oh, yes.
And Majestic
Oaks
has
got their list, yes.
And you all draw in.
Has got their list.
It's like what I always say is the dollar stores that Dollar General, Dollar Store, you know, all these things that go, why do they go next to each other? Draws people to them.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
and that's
it makes
what
sense.
I think WEC has done for you guys.
Absolutely.
Well, I love them all, but I am partial to the Florida Horse Park because I do love how green it is.
Yes.
I mean, where else can you go in the world where you can compete in really top level, you know, events, rated top level events in all breeds and disciplines, and still be in green space? Well, it's fairly rare.
and an example that I love to give, and this kind of just tells you about the Florida Horse Park also, is we had a para-Olympian who her mother works for me. So we had a para-Olympian who just got back from Tokyo who's working on her new horse. She's in the covered arena working on dressage, and something spooked the new horse and went up. Mm-hmm. She almost stayed on. She held 8 seconds, so she did good. She did good.
She got a score.
Exactly. But the amazing part is she literally got back on that horse, walked it through our cross-country course, and just where nobody was, and just was able to calm herself down and the horse down, and, you know, competed the next, you know, in like an hour or two. So that's what we're able to offer there. We're offer that huge space that, you know, not confined, all the green.
Yes, so. And that cross-country course is off all the charts.
Yes, we're very proud of that.
Is that new?
No. I mean, when I say new, we built an advanced course in the last 5 years. Every year, I make a pretty sizable investment in new jumps and repairing jumps.
Because I've never look at that; it's pretty good.
I've never seen this part of the Florida Horse Park. So.
Yeah. No.
Those are the resident ducks.
That's right. That's right.
There was extra to get them to swim across.
Yes, it was.
It cost me a lot of money to get that to happen. And
actually, this is Isaac's amazing. Isaac Brocious. Can we just do a shout out to Isaac Brocious, because his abilities to Capture this.
Yes.
If you're listening on 97.3 The Sky or on a podcast, you can either go to Facebook or you can go to Equus Television, find the Horse Talk Show, and
Because you can't
shout out.
describe what
No.
it looks like.
No, and Isaac is off the charts. He actually gets a phenomenal. I don't get phenomenals from Isaac, but I'm gonna shoot one out there for
What
him.
did we just see there? It would look like a bridge.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
So we put in a bridge for actually not just the drivers, but the eventers also.
Okay.
So you can go over it, under it. It's going to be pretty cool.
Well, that horse whinny right there was the sound that we're done, and I can't believe that flew by like it did. But Jason, I want to thank you for all you do. I want to thank you for the great leader you are, for the wonderful village and team you have at the Florida Horse Park. To keep doing what you're doing, it's off the charts. We are so grateful to have you as such a wonderful director.
Wow, that's very kind. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Please
Come
stay
out to the
forever.
Florida Horse Park.
We appreciate you.
I don't plan on leaving, so.
Good.
There you go.
Florida Horse Park, you can check them out online. Lots of wonderful events open to the public. Come walk around. You'll love it. It's an amazing place.
Even if you're not a horse person, come become
right.
one.
Absolutely.
And-
We'll be back. Second half of the show. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now, here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton! She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds, take a free hay ride, and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative, presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here, and I have Dancing Pete Rodda. And we've got Jason Reynolds from the Florida Horse Park. We didn't give him his goodie bag. It always makes me laugh on the TV when we have this happen.
Oh, you
but
can have
we have a
Piranha.
goodie bag, and I know he's going to give it to his beautiful wife Jane from Piranha here.
Exactly right.
And we've even got a funnel for you.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Very quickly, I just want to mention polo at the park because that is amazing at the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. We'll be playing polo. Imagine that, and they play polo at the park.
They do every Saturday during the summer at 6 o'clock, and then when it kind of cools down a little bit, it'll be Sunday at 1.
Except they play with real horses.
They play with real horses.
They play with real horses, but if you come to the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, shameless shout out, you can actually play on stick horses, which is a load of fun. We are going to switch it up right now, speaking of Piranha, and we are going to take it to the chaps at the Country Club of Ocala and hear from Tom and Ben. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha. These guys are from Piranha. I have Tom DiCillo here, the National Sales Manager, and Ben Heatherly is with us. We're going to talk a little bit about a very special golf tournament coming up. It's wonderful to have you two chaps here with me.
Yes.
Tom,
it's good to be here.
Let's start with you. Piranha Life. Let's talk about the golf tournament, why it's so important, and kind of what got it started last year.
Well, it's all about the animal. It's all about the horse. It's about family. It's about our country. And Piranha, we've been around for over 50 years now. And so we just want to give back to the community, to the people that keep us safe, and the ones that do all the work in the trenches. Like the General Carousel Horse people and Canines for Warriors and Heart of Florida Youth Ranch. And so we're giving back to an industry and to a people that we appreciate and have kept us going all these years.
That's phenomenal. Last year was the first year. I think this year is going to be even bigger and even better if that's possible. It was really an amazing event. It was a wonderful opportunity. Betsy from Larson Hay and myself were riding around enjoying what looked like an absolutely phenomenal tournament and wonderful competitors and some pros and just a great event.
Yeah, it was phenomenal tournament for us. Great turnout. This year is going to be bigger and better. The prizes are great. We're going to have Ted Potter here. He's a PGA pro that'll be hitting golf balls off 10 for the teams. We have a great gala, a dinner with a band, great band. Second Slice is going to be playing. So it's first class all the way, not to mention the nonstop flowing of libations that'll be on the golf course that certain two people that were driving around. I won't say who they were. And by the way, all the fencing has been repaired that you guys went over. But
Must have been Betsy.
The two greens have been repaired. So we're good. No, it's going to be a phenomenal tournament. We're looking forward to it. And we do have a couple of, Ben, do we not have a couple of spots still open?
We have 3 spots left.
Okay.
And we've got people that say that they're going to be there, but we don't have the commitment yet.
Okay.
So as soon as we get a commitment, then they'll fill up. But if you get a team before, we're there.
So we're open for teams, in other words.
Yes.
So yeah, so we're open, Louisa. So as soon as we can get those teams filled, it'll be shut. But right now we have some openings for teams to come in and have fun and compete.
So are you going to wear your bikini again?
Definitely this year.
Well, wait a minute. Teams have just filled.
Ben, you're the local guy here. Tom, National Sales Manager, of course, he loves being here, and this is home base for him, but he's on the road a lot. You're here, you're the local guy. Tell us about Piranha Life for you and why this matters so much to you and why these 3 charities are so important. We love Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses. What an amazing cause. Canine for Warriors is phenomenal. And then the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, wonderful causes, all with 4-leggeds involved, which we love.
Absolutely. And, it's about the horse, and Piranha products protect the horse inside and out. We love the equine industry here. I've been charged with going around to all of our dealers in the local area, and they have stepped up, and we've done a phenomenal job locally. Our name is number one out there.
It sure is. It absolutely is. In this community, the horse capital of the world, and way beyond.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the date and, of course, the wonderful venue for this fantastic event.
Well, as you can see, we're very fortunate to be out here today. We're on the 18th green here at the Country Club of Ocala, and it's picturesque, it's beautiful, it's guarded by a gorgeous pond. November 3rd is the date. The golf course is in phenomenal shape. The greens are fast, but they're holding. And so, yeah, the Country Club has just been remodeled. It's beautiful. So the venue is phenomenal, and we're looking forward to a great event.
And the causes are
yes.
fantastic.
The people here at the Country Club are number one. They're top notch. And they have been with us through our last year's tournament, and they're stepping up this year again.
Yeah, even though we had 2 people in a cart last year that tore up a lot of things, they're allowing us back.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not going to say names again, but they were the ones with the bikinis on. But we got to.
Yeah, and in our gala after the dinner, they even got me out there dancing, and I don't understand that.
Well, that's when everybody left, Ben. But we won't have Ben dancing till later on. But yes.
Well, they stayed around for my wife. You know, Pam does a phenomenal job.
Well, absolutely.
You don't just get the best in fly control. You do actually get the comedic relief too with these as well. So great fun stuff. Well, we're looking forward to it. I'm going to tell you testimonial-wise. So I think I'm going on 9 years of not missing a Breeders' Cup Championship races, and I'm actually not going this year so that I can be here for this.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Guys,
Yay.
their causes and the Piranha Life mean that much to me. So I will not be at the Breeders' Cup. We'll be covering it from here this year because I want to be here for this, because this cause, these causes, and this company and what they do for our community and the horse capital really goes beyond words.
That's
for me.
That's unbelievable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Louise. We know how important that is to you, and we look forward to seeing you November 3rd.
Absolutely.
And we love you, Louisa.
We love you guys too. Thank you so much for all you do for us.
Thank you.
Piranha Life, the golf tournament's coming up here at the Country Club of Ocala, November 3rd. If you don't already have a team and you aren't involved, you need to get there quick. Louisa Barton here for the Horse Talk Show and the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, Piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equine with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equine came to life. Equine, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton here for the CEP's Equine Initiative, also for the Horse Talk Show and Equus Television on all smart TV networks, here with Olympic medalist Clayton Fredericks, and also here with Angie Tedder-Crawford from Seminole Feed Stores. We're chatting a little bit about eventing. We're going to wrap up the what Clayton was actually talking about in our first segment with him, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the third part of eventing.
Well, I suppose just a recap on what we were saying is, for me, the essence and what's at the core of our sport is the relationship between the horse and the rider, and it takes years to develop. Unlike some of the other horse sports, you know, you can go out and buy an upper level horse to compete on and maybe go out straight away and do very well. It doesn't happen like that in eventing, because, you know, most of the top riders and horses have developed the relationship from a 5-year-old horse, you know, through to the horses in their prime of, you know, 10 years old. So to get to that top level, it probably takes you between 4 and 5 years, and you have had the horse from a young horse. And that really is the essence of it. The horse must trust you. You must trust the horse. There's a lot of nervous tension going on the whole time from both horse and rider, and somehow you've got to gel the two minds and get the job done in
like how far can you push and how much can he take?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, sometimes it can come in the form of a little reminder, you know, tap with the stick and say, come on, you know, you're up for it. And other times it's, you know, we made a bad decision, got a wrong stride, and the horse says, no worries, mate, I got it, you know, and they're helping out. So it's a real symbiotic relationship, and that is when, you know, you've got a real partnership, and they're normally the ones that are most successful in our sport. And of course, after you've been through all that endurance, all that speed, you've got to come out the final day and show jump around a course and show that your training was good, you had the horse fit enough, the horse has gone through it in a good fashion. Of course, we always have a veterinary inspection where the ground jury and the vets make sure that the horses are ready for that final day, and come out and see how many poles you can leave up, really. And it's a different thing, you know. A lot of show jumpers that have never maybe experienced eventing sometimes, you know, don't understand why the horses are having rails down or whatever, but it's a much different horse to come out and show jump clear on the last day when they've done all the speed and endurance the day before. They sometimes feel different to what you're used to, and again, it's that relationship between the horse and rider to be able to produce a good round.
So I've got a question. What made you choose probably the most challenging equine sport?
I think it was just that you know,
like a challenge.
I like a challenge. No, but I think it was the ultimate horsemanship, you know, when you can do, I mean, people would say you're a jack of all trades. I would disagree. I'd say you have to be master of all trades.
Absolutely. So how difficult is it to find an exceptional horse, and how hard is it to choose the right horses? You're generally buying them overseas and bringing them to the USA, I think.
Yeah, well, we do a lot of that. You know, the sport has moved towards the warm blood horses, but that doesn't mean that the thoroughbreds aren't excelling in our sport. A very good thoroughbred is fantastic, and even when you're looking at warm blood horses, you're also looking for horses that have the thoroughbred line or a lot of blood, because they still have to be fast. Like it's no point having the fanciest dressage horse that show jumps clear, but can't get the time, you know.
Right.
And at the low levels, certainly when I say low levels, you know, all the way up to the 3-star, even the 4-star, you can get away with a horse that hasn't maybe got that turn of foot. But once you get to 5-star, if you're not getting close to the time, you're just so far out of it now. Cross country is absolutely important. You need a fast horse, and so you'll see the thoroughbreds way more in the top level, and then you see them at the very low level because they're more plentiful, and that's great because it means that these horses that are bred for racing are going into other discipline. So eventing's very good for that. But the majority of people that are in that middle group that want to have a really nice moving horse, a good clean jumping horse, but also a brave cross-country horse, tend to go for those warm bloods. And as you get closer to the top, you want a warm blood that's really got a lot of thoroughbred blood in it. That can be hard. That can be super hard to find. So we tend to bring most of our horses from Europe. And yes, we want them to move well. Yes, we want them to jump well. But what is absolutely most important, and what we spend our time looking for, is a horse that's got the right attitude, the right brain, that they're not, it's always it's like a gauge, there's bold on one side and there's careful on the other, and there's rideability that comes into it as well. So you're trying to get the right balance between too bold and too careful, but you're also wanting a horse that wants to work with you, wants to do it with you. That can be hard to find as well. But because every horse has something that they're either not good at or whatever, and you've got to work through that. But it's very hard unless you've got a horse that wants to do it with you. You cannot do this sport, in fact, unless you have a horse that wants to do it. Yeah.
And I did notice as I was walking through the barn kissing and cuddling horses that they were all very affable and friendly. So I noticed personalities were they were happy to see people, and that's good. So not only do you look for that when you're trying to buy one, but you obviously keep that relationship going with them yourselves.
Yeah, I think it's the environment that we have the horses in. Just walking through the barn, all the horses can see all the other horses. They're a herd animal, so they like to be in that environment. You don't want to close them off and separate them too much. Although I wish they wouldn't get galloping so much in the paddock and risk injuring themselves when they get going. But
horses.
Yeah, and we try to separate all our horses as well in the fields, just because it's too easy for them to get a kick and suddenly you got an injury and all the rest of it. So,
nice that you get them out though, because that's important. They like.
Well, look, when I first came to Ocala, when I first came to Florida and saw Marion County and how there's just so many of these beautiful horse farms, but also we just have the grass that horses can go out on. We've got the weather that they can go out on. They can be a horse for a certain amount of the day. It's all great to have them in intense work, but they all need a relaxation, and that's good for the horse's mind. And in such a great atmosphere,
Hold that thought.
Horses excel.
They do, you're right. We're in the right place for that, aren't we, the horse capital? Yeah. We'll be back. We've got more with Clayton and Angie. Wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much to Angie from Seminole Feed Stores for giving us a chance to visit with Clayton and learn about eventing. We actually have several more segments coming up over the next few weeks with Clayton Fredericks, Olympic medalist who lives right here in the Marion County area and been a long time. His Olympic horse is right there in the field across from the farm, which is super cool and a great opportunity to meet Ben. And what a wonderful program Clayton has. And of course, his temporary stalls are the best in the world. They're bigger, better, more efficient, with better roofing than any I've ever seen. And if you've ever seen his team come in and put them together in downtown Ocala, it's an amazing thing to see. They do it very, very quickly and very, very well. And their stalls are really, really phenomenal. They've been big supporters of our events when we've needed to have horses downtown and have them in stalls in the downtown area. So Clayton's a big supporter of ours and very grateful to him. So a few more episodes with him and Angie, who will be talking a little bit about Seminole's feed program and footage of the mill and all kinds of other interesting things that you can learn about Clayton and his horses. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
It's been awesome to have Jason here with us. We do have one more segment coming up for the end of the show, and we're going to have Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week. And of course, we're going to have Neil's Ocala Dog Ranch.
Uncle Neil.
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't? I love it. I think it's the coolest thing.
He's the real deal, Neil. And you've been to Ocala Dog Ranch, haven't you?
I have.
It's a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get an endorsement here from Executive Director of the Florida Horse Park who'll say, what a place that is,
My
right?
dogs love the pool. Love it. So, absolutely.
So
the duck diving.
Very funny. Duck diving.
The duck diving. What's a duck diving? It's
no,
dock.
I thought it was dog diving,
dog
not
diving.
dock. I didn't think it was. I thought it was dog diving.
Okay,
you know,
it
dogs
was
dive
duck.
in. Ocala Dog Ranch. Yes, we got to wrap it up. Coming right back with the last segment. Stay with us. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equine, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com. or find them on social media.
This show was brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Reboot Self-Care Center in Ocala is the future of integrative healthcare, utilizing natural self-care protocols and the finest in modern technology. Instead of treating you, we are teaching you. Learn how to combat threats to your own health and protect your family. For weight control, performance enhancement, anti-aging, self-detoxing, or preparing for pregnancy, Reboot Self-Care will teach you how to improve your own health. Like us on Facebook now and find us on the web at rebootselfcare.com.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment this week of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
He says that so well. Louisa Martin here.
That's my radio voice.
With Dancing Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship and Jason Reynolds from the Florida Horse Park has been our special guest here this week, and he's stuck it out with us till the end. Thank you, Jason. We just wanted to mention the polo again, really.
Absolutely. Polo.
Ocala Polo Club, yeah.
Watch the polo.
But we're going to kick it off with Dancing Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship.
Sounds like that.
Oh! Yeah, I used to dance like that. Thanks. Okay, today's Tip of the Week. We talk about the 4 C's with the horse. We're looking for calm, connected, confident, and communicating. That's our true goal in everything we do. That's also the goal for the human. So if you're not calm around your horse, it's not going to be fun. If you're not connected to your horse, I can't tell you how many times I've watched students send their horse somewhere and they're not even really connected to them when they're asking. If you're not confident in what you're doing, it's not going to work as well. And if your communication is, I tell you what to do, you do it, shut up and do it, versus let's have a conversation and adjust, that's what we should do. Oh, hush the clapper said of that. Sorry.
And perhaps Isaac might be able to show us some of the 4 C's with stick horses.
Oh, great.
He's certainly got some footage in there of us being calm. Maybe the stick horse is calm anyway.
Oh.
Somebody is. Pete's going to make sure that your stick horses have the 4 C's for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. I'm not trying to be redundant or anything and mention the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games at the Florida Horse Park. He all did that really well.
Ocala's finest facilities.
There you go.
That's right.
Love it.
Let's switch it up, because if you own a horse, you most likely own at least one dog. And there's no finer place to take your dog than the Ocala Dog Ranch. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch. Organized dog sports. There is a ton of things to do with your dogs these days. If you're athletic, you can do some of the athletic sports like agility, frisbee, and if you're not, you can do dock diving. You get to meet a whole bunch of new people. The dog gets to have regular exercise and mental stimulation. Check out dog sports. The whole world is full of dog sports. Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch.
Thank you to Neil. What a guy. Looking after Aslan, my dog, who is still there, has been there for quite a few weeks, because I cannot and do not have a schedule where I can walk him 5 times a day, and he needs it. So if you have a dog who is needing some kind of rest or regular walks, maybe not even going away on holiday, like me soon, so that Pete can be the host of the show.
Yeah.
Listen, I need to remind you of Give for Marion, because in 1 day, 2 hours and 33 seconds or something like that, Give for Marion is going to start, and a lot of our local charities are involved in the Give for Marion, and MTRA is one of those, Stirrups and Strides is one of those, the Ocala Farm Ministry is on the list. There's a multitude of wonderful foundations on that list, and Give for Marion is an opportunity to really be a blessing and make donations that go to our local 501c3s, and that is starting. So Google Give for Marion and make your donation. So it's a wonderful, wonderful cause, and it's a phenomenal thing that happens every year in September, and we love every single one of those charities, and really benefiting those is a
Give
is a
to
good
Marion
thing.
County.
Give for Marion. That's it.
Yes.
And I think we have some stick horse coverage to finish up
golly.
with. I think we have a little bit of just to remind you about. I hate to be redundant, but the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro.
You're riding that one.
We went to Pete's farm last week, and we worked on the horses for you. We decided it was very important to get that foundation on them before the big event at the Florida Horse Park. So we were just working with the stick horses and making sure that they were. And this is kind of a sneak peek because Isaac's actually going to take a lot of this footage and create something really, really fun for us from it. But we were in training with our stick horses. Pete, how was this experience for you?
Oh, it was a blast. I mean, they were really good horses. They didn't do much. We did a lot of laying around. And the nice thing is no stick horses were hurt, cut, or sawed in half.
Very good.
Yeah, no stick horses were hurt during this training, but it was a great experience. I think at the end, Isaac even took one of the jumps with one of the stick horses, and just to let you know that this will be some edited coverage that we'll have.
We even
for
got
you.
Isaac riding.
We even got Isaac riding, yes, and this is going to be a real fun event, and I know that Jason loves it because it encourages people to learn about horses and horse sports in a non-intimidating environment.
Absolutely.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
And show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and did I mention the polo?
I think you mentioned polo. But
Yeah, last year the polo was the craziest. They had a whole bunch of kids on stick horses whacking mallets at each other. I was like, that's kind of dangerous, but looks like they're having fun.
Not with the Ocala Polo Club, because they are really wonderful about keeping all of this in check the way that it should be. But wonderful event, and we're gonna have a fantastic parade.
And look at these kids getting into it.
Oh, I know. And listen, it's not just kids. The adults had a blast last year as well, and really enjoyed all of this. And it's just a phenomenal way. I don't know how many people have ever been to a venue like the Florida Horse Park and felt a little bit intimidated because they didn't understand what was happening. They didn't understand the different sports, and this is just a great way to learn horse sports and to do it, learn the rules, learn what you're competing for, win ribbons and trophies and prizes, and be out there on 500 beautiful acres where you can learn everything you need to learn about horses. And then just the icing on the cake is an all-breed horse parade, so you get to see all the different breeds that call Marion County and the surrounding area home.
So what's that logo behind us? Does that look different than usual? Go this way.
Oh, this way. Go that way.
What does that say?
That's 10 years for the Horse Talk Show.
Congratulations.
10 years.
That's amazing.
I know, isn't it? Thank you. December of this year will be 10 years since we started just on the radio, just a little local radio station that I don't even think's around anymore. And wonderful, went from there to radio and podcast, went to the Sky, went to Facebook and social media, went to Equus Television, and now we're the only show we know of in the world that has all breeds and all disciplines on all outlets. It's pretty wild.
Very good.
We're getting to the end of the show. I want to thank Jason Reynolds, Executive Director of the Florida Horse Park.
No, thank you for inviting me.
Our favorite
I appreciate
venue.
that.
And I want to thank Pete, who's going to be 2 weeks from tonight hosting the show.
Oh boy.
And so we're going to leave that in his very capable hands. Maybe I'll call in.
Dancin Pete's Guns Wild on the Horse Talk Show.
That's it, yeah. So wrapping it up, and whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the
Or
horse
not.
capital of the world or not, happy horsing around on your stick horse. Until next time.
See you soon.